Do you know of a stellar leader or an outstanding organization that deserves a proper shout out? Nominate them for IBJ's awards. From 40 in their 40s and Women of Influence to Nonprofit and Healthcare Excellence Awards, we're celebrating rising stars, seasoned leaders, and organizations making a difference. Discover which programs are accepting nominations now at ibj.com/nominate.
This episode of the Pete the Planner Show is brought to you by Indiana529.com. You know, one of the weirdest parts about being a parent, besides having people that look remotely like you, time moves slowly. And then it suddenly speeds up. It's very strange. It's like a movie that you stop watching on Netflix 2 minutes in because one of the Hemsworths is not in it. 1 minute your kid's learning to ride a bike, and the next minute you're looking at college brochures. We got 2 college brochures in a row from the University of Chicago this week, and my daughter really got into the second one. Then I Googled tuition for the University of Chicago, and then I put it in the shredder. That's why I'm such a big fan of Indiana 529. It's a college savings plan that lets your money grow tax-free for education expenses like tuition, books, housing, and more. But if you live here in Indiana, there's even a better reason. You get a 20% state tax credit on your contributions, caps out at $1,500 American dollars. That's real money for doing whatever you want to do, including buying a nice shredder to shred the very expensive college brochure. So go to Indiana529.com today. It's what I use. It's what my other 2 co-hosts use, because people in the know use it. Hello, everyone. It's me and Chris and Dame. Hello, Dame.
Hello, Pete.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, Pete.
All right. A little choose your own adventure. Who wants to choose the adventure of which direction we start with today? Who do we want to do this with?
I'm comfortable doing it, but if Kristen, if you'd like to, you're welcome to.
Well, let's do this. Let's have it be Andy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go
Andy, live stream Andy. Here's your choice. You get a Pete on the road story or a deep dive into the U.S. economy as of 10:02 a.m. Eastern time.
Oh, Andy.
March 6th. What do you want? So, Andy, do you want a Pete on the road or do you want a deep dive? We're going to do both, but you just get to choose which one you want first. All right. She's typing like a cat in a meme.
Hope she didn't step. Okay, good.
Pete on the road.
With lots of exclamation points for those who aren't watching live.
Okay. What I'm about to do is wildly unprofessional. Usually I don't disclaim that. I just do unprofessional things. But I have a bone to pick.
Uh-oh.
And I'm not naming names, but for anyone that was involved, it's going to become wildly apparent. Are you guys ready?
Oh, man. We are streamed on LinkedIn. I don't know. Sometimes people forget that.
So I've heard. I'm at a conference. Kristen, you've spoken at some events. I don't know how big of a conference. Have you ever spoken at an event where there is a countdown timer and a monitor in front of you so that you can see your presentation without looking at the screens and you can see how much time you have left to present?
No.
Okay. So needless to say, by your tone there, that is a desirable thing to have.
Okay, but you're going to tell me it's not.
No. It is
that would be so nice to
the
be
greatest luxury.
Yeah.
Dame, any thoughts there?
No, it absolutely makes a world of difference to the people that are listening to the presentation when the person's not constantly turning around every few minutes to check the deck.
Jason Brown notes, morning, folks. Your AI thumbnails get worse and worse every week.
Wait a minute. I thought you fixed that.
Well, here's the thing. I liked when they were getting worse and worse. And so now to me, that's the joke. So I've now made them worse.
Back. Okay.
Great. Go on.
Kristen looks like an anime figure in this week's one. And then for a while, I was just saying, make Kristen look older every week. Look at her. She's upset, but it's funny.
Fine.
Okay. So this conference I'm at has both those things,
Nice.
right? And the person that goes before me is a person that evidently speaks all of the time. Like they're of the profession, right? So they're not their first rodeo. And so they're going and they're going and they're going. And then they say, oh, I got 5 minutes left. So we had timeout here.
Timeout.
Granted.
Yeah, Dame, we talk about inside baseball a lot on this show because of Scott Roddy. 5 minutes and 21 seconds. We talk about inside baseball, saying how much time you have left based on the clock itself, kind of a rough thing to do.
Yeah.
It's okay. Then, hey Jo, how are you? Then he goes, all right, minute 30 left, so let's keep going. Keeps going. Then he goes, 30 seconds left. Then he speaks for 12 more minutes. You guys know my relationship with time. It's unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's wildly unhealthy. Dame, some things are healthier about me today in 2026. My relationship with time remains as toxic as ever.
Please tell me some people got up and left.
No. They waited until I walked on the stage. So I walk up to the stage because that guy gets done. And at this point, I'm like, I might call in a bomb threat. Like, I'm so mad because I can't get over stuff like this. It's too punitive to me. So he finishes, walks off the stage. And there's only about 100 people in the room. 20 of them get up to go somewhere, to the bathroom, to call in a bomb threat of their own. And so I get on the stage and I the first thing I said, because it's so wild.
You were passive aggressive in front of everyone.
Wow. Yeah, maybe. What I said is, as people are getting up, I was like, hey, real quick, could everyone please leave the room?
I knew it. You couldn't help yourself.
Well, I didn't say anything about the guy, but I was just like, and then so I gave myself on that 30 minutes. I flew to Phoenix for 30 minutes. Definitely a B minus, maybe a C plus. Let's be honest, it was still better than everyone there. But I was so mad. I couldn't get over it. Damn, I was so mad.
I can understand that. And did it reduce the amount of time you had? Like, did it?
You just said 30 minutes.
I know.
No. Here's the thing. That's a different category of things we're not going to take to air. But I'll just say this. I had 30 minutes. I knew I had 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And I finished on the second because I'm a freaking professional.
What a pro.
If you're a professional speaker or you speak a lot for a living and you don't hit the time marks, you're terrible. You're terrible.
Yeah, most people don't get the luxury of more Mellencamp for the people if you undershoot.
That's true.
Here's the thing. Sometimes I feel like this show could be like a Pete the Planner After Dark, not in a sensual way, but like that I get to say whatever I want to say because I do show restraint. Guys, I don't have time after the show today for you friends to tell the rest of the story, but there's more to the story that is just so much more aggressive that I'll share with you later. Great event. But I was so mad.
You're saving that for the Pete the Planner live show when we all get on stage and record an episode live, right?
In my AP speech class, that speaker would have failed.
Dame, you and I share a sensibility, but you're not as much of a moron about time as I am. Mm. Is it as offensive as I think it is to go 12 minutes over?
No, it bothers me when somebody is scheduled for a start and a stop and they aren't respectful of everybody else's time in that room or the next speakers or anything else. It needs to be on the money.
Chris?
It's the people in the room. As someone who, like, when you go to events like that, when the time is not what is supposed to be on the agenda, it makes me like not even want to be a participant in an event anymore. Like, this is the time.
There's another piece of context that I'm going to share that I probably shouldn't share.
Oh,
We were already 30 minutes behind.
no, that's so bad.
I don't know, guys. I'm a petty man.
I don't know, because some people aren't going to be bothered by something like that at all, and you don't run any risk of offending them. There are other people that will be watching their wrist or their phone the entire time to see how you're going to wind this thing up, and when you don't, you're going to lose them, and your message is not going to hit. So at best, you don't make any significant impact one way or the other with the people that don't care about it, but the people that do might as well flush the message because they lost it.
If a speaker goes over, I just stop listening.
Our colleagues, Chad and Brennan, are in the crowd at this thing. Oh, no. And Chad especially, we've known each other forever. And as this is all happening, you can see him getting secondhand uncomfortable for me, knowing that I want to die. And he's squirming. I can see him across the room. He's squirming, and like it kind of made me feel better that he was like, oh my God, Pete's gonna explode. I actually, you know what? My phone's across the room. I was going to read the text exchange about that, but let's move on. After between breaks, we're going to do a brief economic update. Last time we left each other, we were not in a war with Iran. You guys know that?
Yeah.
So the statement, yeah.
You don't join this show or listen to this show for my takes on war, but we will talk economics here during the break, and we'll try to keep it at that. Okay. just a little light appetizer before we get into the mains.
Man.
Oh, I'm so excited to drive to Grand Rapids in 5 hours. Okay.
Honk as you go past.
That'd be a great name for a restaurant. Actually, no one would go to it.
Just honk. Yeah. I said honk as he goes past. I meant to you because he'll probably go up.
I was going to say, yeah, I would think that he would run 31. I'm like, why would he go?
No, not me. You.
What exit number should I honk at? Do you know? You don't know exit numbers.
Dame, I don't know. New road.
Under 40, they're like, what direction's north?
Okay, I know my cardinal directions. I just don't know exit numbers.
Do you know Blue Jay directions? Okay, let's get started in 3, 2. Sorry, I can't actually pull that together because that was so dumb.
Because that was so dumb.
That was so stupid. I'm embarrassed. I feel like I should call on my parents and apologize. That was so dumb. So embarrassing. 3, 2, 1. This week on the Pete the Planner Show, we answer your money questions. Here's how the show works. You email us, askpete@petetheplanner.com. That's askpete@petetheplanner.com. And here's what will happen. Well, what will happen is what's going to happen today. We got an email from a lovely, lovely listener, and we're going to read it. We're going to live it. We're going to feel it. We're going to swim around in it. Joining me as often is Damian Dunn, formerly the Skeptical Economist. Hello, Dame.
Was I the Skeptical Economist?
No, I was. And Kristen Elanius. Hello.
Hello.
Mother of Margaret. It's like Mother of Dragons.
That's,
you know that reference?
No, but that's Margaret.
A dragon?
She has a temper.
Dear Pete, Dame, and Kristen, I'm 32 years old, making roughly 100,000 American dollars.
Time out.
Already?
Used to mean more than it does now. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Saving 25% for retirement with roughly 400. Let's start over because I'm not 32 years old, making 100K.
Yep.
Saving 25% for retirement.
You
Fantastic.
go, girl.
With roughly 450,000 in Roth accounts. $60K in a brokerage, and $10K in an emergency fund, and an additional $50K in savings.
Time out.
How does she have $450,000 in a Roth account?
No.
Maybe there was a custodial Roth account when they were young and there was some cash dumped into it for a very long time. Maybe they loaded up on, do you think maybe they're combining 401k and Roth IRA accounts?
Oh, that seems a lot.
Oh, and Roth accounts.
Yeah, she didn't say Roth IRA.
Okay. Dame, you're using that CFP hard.
Yeah.
My partner
Thank
is
you.
the same age and received an advanced degree, which delayed his entrance into the workforce.
Time out.
Got to be careful.
I feel like when he entered, thank you, Dame. I'm going to pull back a half beat here and just say, I feel like when you describe someone entering the workforce in that way, I feel like there's music. Like he's walking out music, just like, all right. Remind me to tell you a story during the break about music. He's making roughly 60,000 American dollars and saving 12% for retirement. I would estimate there's about 40K split equally between retirement and savings. Okay, so take a breath. 60K, saving 5K a year. He's got 40K between retirement and savings. Are we caught up?
I think so. And by the way, 12% for saving for retirement at 32, plus maybe a little bit of match. We have no beef with that. It just looks a little
skewed,
puny compared to what other partners doing.
Yeah, both of these folks are killing it.
Yeah.
Just plain out, unequivocal. Started in his career late. Fine. It's what you do when you start, and he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Continuing. We plan on getting married in the next year. Intend to combine our finances. Do not want children. Enjoy living very frugally. Do not have student or vehicle loans, and are currently renting. We both do not anticipate Social Security or a pension will be in our future. We don't own a house yet plan to buy one in the next 1 to 3 years. Currently saving for $80,000 as a 20% down payment, meaning, Dame, how much will their house cost?
$400 American $1,000.
Both of us grew up with a strong savings mindset and financial literacy. Thanks to our parents, we may have the opportunity to be part owner of the company I work for, which we're interested in, but not fully committed to. Our future likely includes providing some level of physical support to both of our sets of parents as they age, which may include moving closer to them or moving them in with us. Thanks to their planning, we do not anticipate they will require financial support from us. There's likely some level of inheritance here as communicated primarily by my parents, but we view this as gravy and not a consideration in our long-term financial plan. We feel like we're in pretty good shape thanks to our parents, our savings, our frugality, and my early focus on retirement. Most of the savings was enabled by me living with my parents for 5 years after college. In avoidance of lifestyle creep, I'd like us to contemplate retiring or partially retiring early, but I don't think my partner sees this as a potential option yet. I grew up in a white-collar, single earner household with financial literacy. I'm going to skip ahead. Here's the problem. My partner grew up in a blue-collar, dual-earner household with financial literacy structured around frugality. I feel he is hesitant to abandon the expectation of work years and would feel guilty benefiting off of what is the stability is the primarily of what I've built so far. I'm thrilled that we have the opportunity at stability and couldn't care less about who brought the foundation of it into our life. How can we build the recognition that we're equal participants in our financial future? There's a lot more words. They're lovely. It's well written. Here's the thing. Gender dynamics. At one point, men were the primary breadwinners. And now that bread, gluten-free or otherwise, is spread around to others to earn. Kristen, before we go much further, did I capture the essence of this? It's the mental and social costs of gender dynamics of who is the earner. Is that what we're capturing here?
I think you pretty much nailed it. Exactly. And then do we get to retire early because I've put in more financial work, I guess, is the second half of that.
Kristen, it has come to my attention. I've checked some employment records. You are a woman.
Yes.
That's a genuine laugh from Dane. I want to clip that. What you get the first take here? How do you get your lady head around this?
Do you guys know? I had to look it up because I wasn't entirely sure. Do you know that 1/3 of women out earn their husbands?
I did not know that.
Wow.
Almost. It's just shy. It's like 29%, I think.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. And actually, oddly enough, I was at a conference this past week, and another speaker I saw said that like 20 years ago it was 5%.
Wow.
So this is not that unusual of a problem, but it feels like and by problem, I mean thing. It's something no one talks about. No one talks about this, but this is a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing.
Dame, talk to me. What do we think here?
There are social dynamics wrapped up in this left and right, whether it's what they are facing internally as a couple or what maybe each of them might be experiencing in their own little groups separate from each other and what they were grown up and exposed to. And there are going to be some challenges, in my opinion, trying to overcome the nature of how they were raised financially going forward. Because if this partner, husband in this case, was raised in an environment where it was a more stereotypical, expected situation to where they were, going to be the provider, it's going to be really difficult for them to adjust to this role as second fiddle, income-wise in this relationship. And they might have a really hard time adjusting to the fact that they'll be able to retire early and benefit from the hard work of their spouse.
Kristen, there's so much to unpack here. We've got a couple more segments to do it, a minute left in this one. Let me kind of give you this to chew on over the break, y'all, and listeners as well. When I was a financial advisor, it was at this point 1,000 years ago. I was doing the financial planning of Cro-Magnon man and his lady that he pulled into the meeting by her hair. I found the most difficult money conversations to have were with the couples where this dynamic was present because of socialization. Most people grew up in a household in which, if there was a 2-parent household with a man and a woman, that the man was the primary breadwinner, and that is a lot of history to try to shake in the moment. So coming up after the break, we're going to talk through it. How does this situation get resolved, and how does it get resolved for you if it's your situation? I'm Pete the Planner, and this is the Pete the Planner Show. I was asked so as this event is running long, a person comes over to me and says, "What do you want your walk-up music to be?" Oh. And at this point, I'm just like, I can't even seething, right? Because I'm immature and petty. And I wanted to say yakety sax. Like I wanted that. But they ended up playing Kendrick Lamar Money Trees, which I thought was interesting. So, oh well. Right. Anyway, Chris, I know you are a market watcher. Have you looked at the market this morning, Queen?
Pete, I don't check the market ever.
Oh, I was setting you up. So things are not great. And again, in any given snapshot or digital photography moment, it is likely that the market's either good or bad, and you shouldn't overreact to it. But this morning is not great. There's two primary elements as to why this is what it is. The first is the comment by President Trump this morning that says, Trump says no deal with Iran to end war without unconditional surrender, which means oil prices are absolutely spiking because the dynamics of unconditional surrender, well, frankly, it's unconditional, or it's unorthodox. Like it is not unconditional, it's unconventional, I should say. Oil prices are $88 a barrel, Dame. Go.
Is it unconditional surrender? I mean, usually when you go to war with somebody, you usually expect
those birds.
Oh, did you hear them? They're back. I mean, usually when you in my opinion, when you go to war with somebody or military action or whatever this is called, you expect them to surrender. And
But with conditions, actually, that I think that's my point. It's usually more nuanced than unconditional surrender. You come to an agreement. I'm no war expert. I don't want this to be the point, but anyway. So that's one element of the market. The other is the jobs report that came out this morning that U.S. payrolls fell by 92,000 jobs in February, and the unemployment rates ticked up to 4.4%. So we're going to do a little game called Monthly Job Creation in the U.S. based on the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a series of months, and we're going to talk about how many jobs were created and or lost, and I'm going to do it Price is Right style.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to give you I'm going to start with a number. I'm going to start with a month, and then you just tell me if it went up or down from there. Okay? And then we'll do this. You'll each get a guess. We are going to start. Let's just make this easy. Let's just start in January of last year. We lost 48,000 jobs in January of last year. Okay. And you can pin this on whoever you want. I really don't care. Like, you can say 48,000 jobs lost in January of 25, easily point to the Biden administration there, easily. You could draw that line. It doesn't really matter. So 48,000 lost. So Dame, in February, up or down from there?
Up would be fewer jobs lost or jobs gained.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. I will say up from there.
Chris, up 42,000 jobs. Okay, so that's a nice recovery. It's a nice recovery. We're going to March. Are we up from 42,000 or are we down from 42,000?
I think we're still up.
Down.
Chris, we're at 67,000. We're up. Okay, this is good. It's okay. April, this is Liberation Month. Dame, up or down from 67,000?
Down.
Chris?
Down.
Up 108.
Wow.
Wait,
Okay. Yeah.
but what month? The thing I'm trying to remember is how many times you came to us and you were mad because you were wrong. I feel like we're getting there.
We are now there.
Okay.
Okay.
So Liberation Day, I believe, was April 2nd.
Sounds right.
So we just hit April. So April 2nd was like, whatever. Who has time to even describe what happened? So then this is where I started getting opinionated, and I was proven wrong. And then, so what I'm showing you are the revised numbers. Okay. Right. So these are legit revised numbers. So we're at 108 in April. All right. Dame, we're at May, up or down from 108,000 added jobs?
Down, Pete.
Down.
Kristen, down 13K. Okay. So, okay. We start hitting some rough territory. Dame, June of 25, up or down from plus 13K?
Down, Pete.
Kristen?
Down.
Minus 20,000 jobs in June.
Love that.
This is netting out to a really interesting place. July, Dame?
Down, Pete.
Kristen?
Let's give it up.
Up 64,000 jobs. Quite the recovery. Liberation has taken a hold. All right, we are on to August. Dame?
Down, Pete.
Kristen?
Down.
Minus 70,000 jobs.
I'm cheering because I'm right, not because we lost jobs.
Yeah. Oh, I've told you. Never mind. Yeah. Yes. So we lost 70,000 jobs in August. Okay, now off to September. Dame?
Up.
Kristen?
Up, but still negative.
Yes.
No, you're wrong. You're both wrong. Huge turnaround, gained 76,000 jobs.
What?
I said up.
You are, no, but you're, oh yeah, sorry. Okay. Now, here's where it gets interesting. October of 25.
Down.
We are down, and I believe we lost 115,000 jobs.
Are we net negative yet?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm going to finish this out. November, we lost 41,000 jobs, or we gained 41,000 jobs. December, we lost 17,000, gained 126, and down 92. We are negative. We are backwards on jobs.
Great.
And I would argue that all of the AI job loss has not kicked in yet.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's going to be a slow burn.
Anyway, so it's going to be a tough couple of days in the market, but that shouldn't necessarily impact anything other than maybe putting more money into the market to buy low. And it's also a good reminder that that's all the good stats, folks, were doged in like February and March of last year. So the numbers are worse than that. That is Andy's perspective. And Andy is a former listener of the year. So she gets the, did we ever give her that?
Be really uncomfortable if we didn't.
Did we name a listener of the year for last year?
Oh.
No.
Oh, let's do that soon. In 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner show here, dropping train whistles. So we're talking about an email we received from an emailer who suggests that she makes a lot more money than her husband to be, has a lot more money than her husband to be. He's doing a great job too. He is actively doing the exact things he should do. But she's really far ahead in the race. Now, it's not a race, but if it were a race, it'd be like the Indy mini marathon when you're in your mid 30s and you're on the track at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which is the halfway point. And you cast your eyes a gaze on the large television on the infield, and you notice that the finishers are finishing the race. That's this. Oh, man. And then when you clap for them, you burn calories by clapping for them. All right. So, Kristen, how do we make sure we feel like equal participants in a situation like this?
That's so challenging because something that Dame said, I think Dame said it in the last segment, which I think bears repeating as we head into the second is, or one of the things he called out rather, is I actually think it's more of like the social pressure in your circles that impacts a dynamic like this and like the comments that people inevitably make. And it just continues to like stoke, even if you feel like you have a good foundation, then when someone comes in and like makes a comment, I think it continues to stoke this like uneasiness or uncertainty that we still have as a society when it comes to like these flipped gender dynamics and income earning.
Okay, so Dame, I like you. I think I see you reading your face. Like, what are these comments? So, Kristen. Okay, but no, I'm just curious. So before we get there, I'm thinking maybe Dame gives a shot at making some of these comments and see if he hits the mark.
No.
Dame, you noticed that someone the lady makes a lot more than the man. Can you play a role here?
Yeah.
What kind of comment might you make?
Yeah. So, hey, Joe, what's it like not having to worry about working so much? Clearly, you don't need to because Susie makes plenty of money. It's a horrible comment, but I don't know what else I would say.
Kristen, on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being that's a very realistic and common comment, 1 being I've never heard that one. What's that one?
That's like a 5, and it's not even that bad.
Okay, so we need to crank it up. Dame, let's see what else you got. Okay, what do you got?
But before I completely embarrass myself,
this is a character.
Yeah. Oh, Joe. I don't know. So, this topic actually hits home for yours truly because I am Joe in this case.
What do people say to you?
They don't.
He's terrified. He knows Krav Maga.
They don't say anything to me, but I will mention that early in Mrs. Advice's career, when she was still working for a very large accounting company, one of the women partners pulled her aside and said, "Hey, you've got a pretty bright history or a pretty bright future in front of you, but I want to let you know that it can be really, really hard on relationships because there's a lot of them that can't withstand when the woman's making more than the husband." So it was called out really, really early to us. And I said, no problem for me. I'll ride the coattails as long as I can. I didn't say that exactly, but no.
Kristen, since Dame is giving a very personal perspective, which is very balanced and thoughtful, allow me to jump into the character of saying insensitive things.
Thank you.
Oh,
Andy suggests, what's it like to be a kept man? I feel like that's a pretty common aggressive comment in this situation. That feels realistic, right?
yes.
Why don't you take us further? I feel like you've got some loaded up there. As a recently pregnant woman, you, not me, you are also subjected to various insensitive comments from people. So what in this capacity, what have you heard?
What's interesting is I almost think that it's, in my experience, because this situation hits home for me as well. This is our dynamic. And I think more than anything, it's like when people, for me, what's difficult is people assume that I couldn't be the breadwinner because like that's just not how it goes. And then it makes things uncomfortable of like, then does he jump in and like defend me because like, hey, she does well for herself and she works really hard. And then, but what does that do to him in that social dynamic of like, well, then like, why aren't you the breadwinner? I think that's where it becomes really uncomfortable is like people make these comments assuming that's not the dynamic.
Can I make an admission, please? Like it's gonna be calm. Don't worry.
Oh boy.
As we're going through this, Dame says, "Hey, this is me." And then as I pass to you, Kristen, I'm thinking to myself, "Oh my gosh, is she gonna say it's her too?"
Yeah.
Because here's what I'm thinking. I'm just being honest. Dame as a man is like, yeah, I'm owning this. This is it. And is it something you have to own? It's just reality. It's there's no burden to it, right? But then I'm just thinking about your partner. I'm like, well, Kristen's gonna say this, and her partner's not here to speak for himself. Like this is what I'm thinking. I am the problem. I am.
I was gonna say.
I know, like, but that's gender dynamics. Like that is like, oh well, Dame can speak for himself, but like. That's crazy.
I mean, it is a little, yeah.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, like, at least I'm self-aware.
But it's real. It's real because it's just the way that societally we talk about or don't talk about these things. And I will say this emailer wrote to us asking for advice. So all I can do is tell you what has or hasn't worked in my personal circumstances or what I've seen anecdotally, which is that you just have to have the conversation in advance of how you want to handle those situations. I don't expect him to come in and like defend me when such and such relative makes some comment about how like he can't afford to not have me around now that we have a child. And I'm like, I can afford to handle myself, you know, like I don't expect him to like come in and say anything. But if that's not the expectation, if you want the record set straight, like those are the conversations you need to have in advance.
Yeah, I decided a long time ago that if it came up, I just smile, nod, maybe say something, and then turn around and get my Porsche and drive off. Now I don't have the Porsche yet, but I'm still, it's still someday. But that's how I plan on handling it.
There's a lot here, guys. So Kristen, this fella might feel provider guilt. Like he is not the person. He might, like you mentioned, this fear of dependency of like, oh, I actually am, I'm trapped. And I'll be honest with you, Kristen, saying I'm trapped in this scenario is pretty rich in irony, given that women for centuries have literally said the same thing.
100%. And I think that's what makes it so uncomfortable is, what's really challenging is I would venture to guess because of the age of this person that they're very practical when it comes to, and I could be wrong about this part, but very practical when it comes to the reality of like statistical likelihood of success in relationships. And I think maybe that's the thing that could ultimately be a little bit of a concern here too, is like, what happens if this doesn't go the way we expect? And the partner who makes less has been reliant on the partner who makes more. Then what?
Dame, I think the element that we're not talking about yet, which I'm about to bring up right before the break, so we can all take a deep breath before we talk about it, is this. If children are involved, then there's the whole default parent scenario. Mm-hmm. And that's where this takes the strangest turn, is that we are still socialized that the default parent, the primary rearer of children is the woman. And if that's the case and they're the breadwinner and they're not getting the support from their partner, then that's why this is so much different and more difficult than what it's been for decades. So we're going to hit that when we come back right here on the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner. Ended 6 seconds soon, but as Dame knows, when listening to a little Johnny Cougar. Dame, I watched on a flight, the Bruce Springsteen biopic with Jeremy Allen White. Have you seen it?
No.
I don't bother asking Kristen about movies anymore.
Actually, I like him as an actor, so I considered watching it, which is a lot for me.
Biopics are a tough one because you're either seeing the person as the person or you're seeing the person as the actor who's trying to be the person.
Yeah.
Ray Charles biopic with Jamie Foxx, you were watching Ray Charles, in my opinion, right? Mm-hmm. This one, you're sort of in and out of consciousness of like, that is Bruce Springsteen, that is not Bruce Springsteen. I will say this, I really enjoyed the movie, and it was a lot different than I thought it would be. And I'm still anxious to see the Bob Dylan movie. Have you seen that one, Dave?
I haven't seen that one either.
Gosh, okay. Who would play me in a Pete the Planner biopic? Would it be Paul Giamatti, freshly shorn, or what would we do?
Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito. That's so awesome. so great. That is a good one. Thank you.
It's funny.
Thank you. Kristen, you want to take a shot at what actor would play me?
I don't think I can top that.
Delroy Lindo.
No,
I don't know people's names.
That I wasn't going to say it. The female breadwinner thing. You don't know movies.
Yeah, I don't have the time.
I love this topic, and it's because I know I've been talking. I just have a lot to learn. Like I want to be more listener than talker here, or at least ask questions and allow other people's perspective, because I just have not personally experienced it, and 2/3 of our show has.
Are we actually going to answer her questions though?
No, forget that. 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner Show. When you email us and there are question marks, we address those question marks. That's what the show is. You can email us, askpete@petetheplanner.com. You would ask financial questions. You could email us questions about anything from cutlery to horticulture. We're not going to be able to help. I just wanted a sound out of you, Kristen. That was literally, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you thinking, I need a reaction out of you. Kristen, we had a question. There were some question marks. We were talking about female breadwinners and a male-female relationship and the dynamics of that. 2/3 of our show live that reality. Kristen, this person asked some questions. I don't remember what those questions are, but you seem to. So can you tell us what those questions are and then answer them for us? And you have 9 minutes. Go.
Okay, so the first actual question she asked us was, should we continue saving into qualified accounts at our current rates or shift toward paying off the future house and building a non-qualified portfolio?
Again, for the people who are just joining us, early retirement is part of the discussion for this couple who are combined killing it on both the income and the savings front. But the vast majority of savings is in Roth qualified accounts.
So what do we think? Should they cut back their saving? I mean, early retirement is a goal. I mean, if that's the goal, you got to run hard. And this lady has been running really, 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 or 25% of her income, saving $25,000 a year. What do we think?
I would, because they didn't really, I mean, they told us what they think that they want in a house, but when you have the discretionary income and they have like the gross income to support it, they might end up looking for something a little bit more than what their frugal minds currently have set in place. I would maybe lean toward really aggressive down payment on a house and working on getting that debt paid off more than continuing to super fund the 401ks, but I'm interested to see if anybody else agrees or disagrees with that.
Even if they don't put another penny in Roth at age 32 and they get a 7% annual return, it's going to double 3 times between now and 62. That'll be a good chunk of change in Roth accounts for use in retirement. I lean into saving in non-qualified accounts so that if they choose to try and retire early, especially if they can accumulate money this fast, have some buy flexibility by paying a little bit of tax now and then having it available to you going forward.
Man, you guys both said exactly what I was going to say. The first thing Chris and I thought about when they first said they were going to buy a $400,000 home, before I got to the frugality part of the email, I was like, these people are going to buy a $400,000 home. They're going to buy a lot more than that. And so then it got into, are they, or is the frugality going to prevent them from doing it? So I think that's a factor. And then Dame, I got to the same doubling conversation too. I was like, okay, well, what is early? What is it to retire early? If you've got this much money, I mean, they got well over $500,000. Well, they got almost 700,000, something like that.
Multiple
32?
segments ago. Nobody can remember.
No one knows. I mean, numbers are nebulous anyway. So I don't know. I think they probably pull back retirement savings a little bit and try to balance out that sort of non-qualified liquidity and non-qualified flexibility. Kristen, what other questions did they have?
Well, can I just really quickly, I just don't think that, no, okay.
No, I was just kidding. You can do whatever you like.
I just don't think that based on all this like setup she gave us for like, we're such hardworking people, I just don't foresee them actually retiring early. That just doesn't jive. I just can't. The people that I'm picturing in my head based on the information that she's given us aren't people who retire early. I could be wrong, but I just don't think that happens.
Damn, she's right.
I would love to know if you sat these people down individually and had them write out their top 3 financial goals, how close they come with any of them. Because I agree, Kristen, I don't think they're anywhere close. And I think that's where you start in this whole conversation, is getting on the same page with what you're trying to do with your dollars. Because if the guy is going to dig his heels in and say, you know what, I grew up in a family where you work until you retire at age whatever, and you're trying to provide, he may not be ready for that conversation. You've got to figure out what you can do to keep the boat moving forward instead of just spinning in circles because you're pulling oars different directions. So start with goals, start there and see what comes of it.
What a beautiful moment for the show's history. Like in this moment, I'm both like, you want to know how both Dame and Kristen have done thousands and thousands and thousands of money conversations. It's exactly what they just said. There's a technical answer to these questions and they don't matter because it's the people involved and how they communicate. Well, number one, Kristen, you're 1,000% right. There's a 0% chance these people actually retire early. There's no way. And it's not because they can't. It's because they won't. They just won't. They're not wired that way. They might just think they're wired that way, with respect. And Dame, I bet they have different goals. I bet they have completely different goals. So blue collar, frugal, financially literate background, white collar, financially literate background, they're going to have different goals. And the weird thing is, if they sit down and say, let's do our goals together, or if they just say, hey, let's go off separate rooms and then we'll come back together, it's still not going to be pure because the dude is likely to assimilate to the goals that the earner suggested at some point. Right? And again, listener, don't feel judged. And by listener, I mean emailer. Don't feel judged. Don't feel like we are 100% not being critical of you at all. At all. We're just doing pattern rec. And we know that it's okay if you don't retire early. If you want to, I would, Dame, there's a term we used to use all the time of optionality or flexibility. I would kind of index towards that as opposed to early retirement. And I think, Kristen, what's the best way for them to actually set individual goals that aren't biased by past conversations?
That's so incredibly challenging because they have to have the conversation with someone else, like someone that they feel that they can be totally transparent with, like the best friend that they had before they were in this relationship, maybe someone to like gut check, like, okay, but Damien, I think that maybe this is more who you are. Like, I think that would be the best person to sit down with.
Yeah, they need to sit down with somebody. They can't do this on their own. This part.
No.
Yeah, and it may help to have individual conversations first before having that joint conversation, just to work through some things, maybe make some realizations or recognition of some certain things that you didn't realize were there. I'm not talking like a full-blown therapy session, but sometimes thoughts become a little clearer when you say them out loud versus just running them through in your head. Once you hear the words actually come out of your mouth, it's crazy, but crystallization happens when you actually do that. So you got to talk to somebody when you're having stuff like this.
To that point, I like mayonnaise more than I want to admit. And saying it out loud, like it's honest.
Yeah.
It's an emulsion, right? I like it more than I want to admit.
I can't with you.
Okay. So, Emailer, thank you
Yes.
for doing this. There's no doubt, in my mind at least, that whatever you're going to do, you're going to be successful at. You just really need to define what that looks like. Like you need to, like, I think the early retirement is better switched to optionality. I think it is a better goal. I know we're supposed to have specific goals, so then you're a better chance at achieving it. I just don't know. Everything you've else told us is there's no way you're retiring early because you won't want to when you get there. So that's optionality. The second thing is, it sounds like she's the one pulling them forward financially, pulling these conversations forward. So as you pull the what are our individual goals conversation forward, I'd probably bring a third party in to help facilitate that, or you're going to get what you want to hear as opposed to what reality is. So it's with that we take a break. Right here on the Pete the Planner Show, I'm Pete the Planner. Boy, oh boy.
I want to be friends with her.
I thought you were going to say me. I literally thought you were going to say, I want to be friends with you. And I was like, thank you. I think you would. That's what I thought you were going to say.
I thought Pete was going to announce next week's show with him, Mrs. Advice, and Ziggy.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, actually, let's go ahead and put Mrs. Planner in, like those three doing a show. Okay. So who would want to do the show the least of those three?
Mrs. Advice right now.
Well, it's tax season.
But personality.
Okay, but just generally.
Yours.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Who's yours? There's two people here.
Mrs. Planner. I think Mrs. Man, I don't know. It's so hard. But I give the legacy issues to Mrs. Planner. Yeah.
No interest. She would no way. But Ziggy, I think, actually secretly wants to do it. That's my theory.
He loves to talk.
Yeah. See, I think he would want to see, could he do it?
100%. He loves to have an opinion. He loves to talk. He loves to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, so do I. So sometimes we fight.
I just wanted like a brilliant.
I knew that's what you were doing.
I know. I'm sorry. That's rude. Let's get going because I have things. In 3, 2, 1. This week's biggest waste of money of the week, right here on the Pete the Planner Show, is Trey the Triceratops skeleton. For nearly 30 years, Trey stood at the heart of the Wyoming Dinosaur Center in Thermopolis, where more than 1 million visitors came face to face with the Triceratops. Now, for the first time, he's going up for sale through Pharrell Williams' auction platform.
Time out.
I hate everything. Excavated in 1993 from the Lance Formation near Lusk, Wyoming, Trey measured 17 feet, 4 inches long and stands over 7 feet tall at the horn. Preserved as a subadult.
Time out.
Same. His bones have been colored by millions of years of mineral absorption. Wonder if he takes magnesium. He is the only museum exhibited Triceratops skeleton ever to come to auction. Gosh, I have so many thoughts. I love that someone owns this. It's like the zoo. It's like, oh yeah, you own that tiger? Yeah, good for you. You just took a tiger. Like, how does someone own this?
Joe Exotic.
Yeah. Kristen, you are notoriously an amazing guesser of vertebrae. What do you believe this Triceratops skeleton costs?
I feel like we've guessed this before.
Well, I'm an old man who can't remember what he had for lunch yesterday, so not surprising.
I'm such a bad guesser. I would still have no idea. Wait, is it a starting bid? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's sort of it's a number plus, right? So it's going to be an area.
I don't know. You guys are going to laugh at me so hard. I hate this game so much. This guy costs starting bid $3 million.
Okay, Dame.
To say if this is like an actual complete skeleton or some of those bones like molded and formed, and there's only like 30% real Triceratops here.
I mean, you see it, right? It seems real, maybe.
Sure. Okay.
It's a subadult. Did we mention it's a subadult?
Subadult. Yeah, it's not a full-grown Triceratops.
It's a subadult.
So yeah, you're getting. I will go with. We'll go with $5 million.
$4.5 million. Rev Renfro, who is going to get Listener of the Year for 2025. Rev Renfro, breaking news.
Congrats.
Listener of the Year of 2025. Guessed $4 million. She was close. Yeah. There's nothing more rich guy than owning a dinosaur.
Truly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right. Dane, what's in the news this week?
In California, there's a decent chance that if you want to own a home, you have to wait until somebody buys the farm. Nearly 1 in 5 property transfers in the state last year were through inheritance, according to the Wall Street Journal. That's a state record since the data collection started in 1995 and more than double the national rate of 8.8%. That's in part because California tethers property taxes to a home's most recent purchase price rather than its current valuation. That can add up to big savings, considering a home that cost $100,000 in the 70s can cost 10 times that nowadays. So staying put is also a good way for older California homeowners to avoid paying hefty capital gains taxes in their retirement years. So sorry if you're trying to buy a home.
As an independent political mind, or one who claims to be, you might think this is why California's in so much financial trouble. If the property taxes are based on that, as opposed to current value, come on. That's wild. It's great, but it's terrible. I mean, no? That has to contribit to some of their challenges.
They're clearly making up for taxing other things in other ways. I don't think they're, wishing. I'm sure they wish they could get more tax revenue from property taxes, but that's going to be a losing proposition for everyone who says, yeah, let's do that. So I think they're just happy to throw taxes on everything else.
Property taxes are one of those things as an adult, your relationship with them just escalates the longer you're an adult. Like I was talking to young Brennan out there today. He's a renter, right? He has not been a homeowner yet. He's just out of school. If I were to go out there and say, hey, dude, let's talk property taxes, why would he have a perspective on that? The second you buy your first house and then the property taxes catch up, especially if it's new construction, so it's eye-opening. You're just like, what? And then it just gets worse from there.
It does, because then your rural fire department has to pay someone, and then they have to levy special taxes.
Okay, slow down. We're talking rural. When you start talking rural, yard tiles and whatnot, you got to slow down. Okay, so what did you just say?
Our local fire department is volunteer.
Time out.
What does that really mean? Is it just like there's a fire and then someone just goes, I got it. They just run out there with a Mountain Dew bottle and just start spraying it. What happens?
The firefighters themselves for my township fire department are volunteers.
So they don't get paid.
Very, very, very little.
I got to do some reading on this. I understand it conceptually, but I think I need a lot more details about this. So whose equipment do they use?
The township. The township pays for the equipment. It's housed in a firehouse. Calls go out. I don't know if they carry, pagers or, just carry radios with them wherever they go in your township. And they have blue lights in their cars, which they are not supposed to speed. They're supposed to turn them on to get people out of the way. They all speed. They go to the firehouse, or they keep their turnout gear in the trunk or the bed of the car, and they go directly to wherever the incident is. So it's a cost-effective way to try and keep your township safe.
Is there any doubt that Dame knew this much about this? Literally, I'm like, turnout gear? Did you say turnout gear?
I did.
Why didn't you? What kind of man are you? What does that even mean? How?
You're not just going to wade into a fire in your Wranglers and your button down.
Sure, but what is turnout gear? You're like fire pants is what I'd say.
Boots, bibs, and helmet. Your coat, your helmet. You got everything. Turnout gear.
I just imagine turnout gear. I just imagine like I go into my trunk, I press it, and it goes beep, 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 and I look. There's a soccer blanket. There's a flat bill hat, golf umbrella, and there are my fire pants. Like, what is this part of the idea that there's just not that many fires in a small community? So why employ firefighters? Is that the idea?
I actually don't know why. If it's a way to keep tax dollars down because the demand maybe isn't there. I don't know what the original justification was for having just like a volunteer fire department.
Dame, do they still pose for calendars?
Only in certain areas. Yeah. But it's usually for fundraisers.
I'm sorry, I got to get this joke out. I'm sure the volunteer firefighting calendars are much worse than normal firefighter calendars.
Depends on what you're into.
I like mayo. I'm sorry, Kristen, you actually had a point.
Oh, actually, mine wasn't a real point either. I was going to say that no one's putting their turnout gear in a hatchback, but.
Oh my gosh. I don't even want another news story. I just want to think about so Dame, of the blue light, are they going to the scene or are they going to the firehouse with the blue light, or is it kind of both?
If possible, you're supposed to go to the house, so you ride on the truck to the scene. But I'm sure if there are people who get a late start on it, they're going to probably just hop and drive into the scene.
I've never thought about this deeply. Like, I know I get the concept, right?
You probably didn't know it was a thing.
No, I knew it was a thing. You hear the term. I mean, it's a common phrase, volunteer firefighter. I never really thought through like the fire pants that you carry around, fire gloves. Anyway, thanks to all of those volunteer first responders. Appreciate it. Sending you good vibes, because good vibes are all in the budget, including volunteer budget. Here at the Pete the Planner Show, I'm Pete the Planner. I'm going to be with 2 firefighters this weekend, and I'm going to ask them all about volunteer firefighters, and they're going to look at me like I'm a moron. In other words, just like normal.
I think that might be a heated topic to bring up to a paid fire.
Oh, great.
I don't know. I mean, some smaller urban fire departments have full-time firefighters, but are staffed with lots of volunteers too.
Well, I just think that like where I'm at right now, there's a lot of like local political turmoil of like whether the dollars should be used to actually pay for this to happen. So I don't know what those like internal politics are like. Might be
time out.
Yeah. Breaking news.
What?
Breaking news.
What?
You guys, chaos. Yeah. Economics.
What?
Continue.
Customs and Border Protection tells judge it can't possibly comply with the refund order.
Okay.
I'll say this. I don't know what's worse, complying with the refund order, which would be an economic disaster, or not complying with the refund order because there's no teeth. There's no repercussions. This is interesting. I am not fully formed. I'm 10 seconds into this news. Like, what's going to happen?
So he just shared it on the show for everyone.
Have we met? Hi, I'm Pete. Have we met?
No.
All right, I'm going to go clean up all the ramifications of me sharing the earliest story in the show today. So, Dame, thanks for you and your lifeblood.
You're welcome.
Kristen, blessings upon your family for generations. Everyone else stay getting money.
Do you want the real scoop on what's happening in Indiana business? Check out the IBJ podcast. I'm Mason King, and each week I sit down with people who make news in Indiana to get insights and perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. It's business, but you won't need an MBA. The guests run the gamut from CEOs, developers, and sports executives to artists and chefs and financial planners. If there's a theme, it's that everything has a cost. And success often depends on how you define profit and loss. So if you want to deepen your understanding of the people and projects shaping Indiana, give the IBJ podcast a try. You can find it at ibjpodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Want to give your team a real edge? The IBJ Group Plan delivers unlimited access to every story, every report, every video from IBJ and Inside Indiana Business for your whole team. Cover some or all of your employees with one simple payment. The more you add, the more you save. It's smart, it's flexible, and it saves you up to 30% off the standard rate. Already have IBJ subscribers in your office? Group up and save big. Learn more and get started now at ibj.com/group-plan.